Well, good afternoon and welcome to the launch of the World Travel Market 2011 Industry Report. The report is unique as World Travel Market has polled its exhibitors and key buyers from its Meridian Club. More than 1,000 people have taken part in the survey, offering a true reflection of the opinions of the most senior executives in the travel and tourism industry. This means the report's findings and conclusions genuinely reflect the fears and opportunities facing the industry and will mirror the conversations had on the exhibition floor throughout the next 3 days. Furthermore, these findings are supported by the result of a survey of 1,000 UK holidaymakers, all of whom have taken a holiday this year, meaning the World Travel Market 2011 Industry Report reflects, compares and contrasts the thoughts of both holidaymakers and the industry. The report's introduction takes a fascinating view on the impact the global downturn has had on the travel and tourism industry. 1 in 4 Brits did not have a holiday, at least 7 days away, either in the UK or abroad, in 2011. The independent research company had to contact more than 1,600 people to get 1,000 who had taken a holiday this year. For years, the industry has felt people see a summer holiday as a necessity. However, after the global downturn and the uncertainty it's created, it would appear people now view a holiday as discretionary spend and not sacrosanct. The first chapter of the report looks at the London 2012 Olympics. The industry believes the Games will have a positive impact on UK tourism. However, British holidaymakers seem to lack enthusiasm for the event. More than 8 out of 10 senior industry executives believe London 2012 will have a positive impact on UK tourism. But only 8% of UK holidaymakers plan to incorporate the Games in their 2012 summer holiday. 6% of holidaymakers plan to leave the UK to avoid the Olympics, while the Olympics will not have any impact on the holiday plans of the vast majority of UK travellers, with half going abroad as usual and 36% holidaying in the UK but not visiting the Games. Brazil is hosting the world's next 2 major sporting events after the London 2012 Games, the 2014 Football World Cup and the 2016 Olympics. Despite this massive increase in profile for Brazil, which is seen as one of the leading emerging travel and tourism destinations, few Brits are keen to visit the country. 8 out of 10 UK holidaymakers say Brazil's hosting of the next Football World Cup and 2016 Olympic Games has not increased their desire to visit the South American country. However, of the emerging BRICS countries, Brazil, Russia, India, China and South Africa, Brazil is the most popular destination, should money be no object. The report includes 4 case studies on the Olympics' potential impact on tourism. The first looks at Visit Kent, which is aiming to generate £2.7 billion worth of additional tourism business as a result of being on the doorstep of London 2012. Euromonitor International is forecasting a 4% boom in overseas arrivals to the UK in 2012, thanks to the London 2012 Olympics. The third case study looks at Brazil, which is predicting an economic benefit of more than 140 billion real, that's $80 billion, 30 billion real, that's $17 billion direct, and 110 billion real, that's $63 billion indirect, thanks to hosting the next Football World Cup and Olympics. The final case study shows how Athens' hosting of the 2004 Games led to a positive tourism increase from 2004 to 2008. Taxation is one of the hottest topics in the travel and tourism industry. Here in the UK, air passenger duty has united both the inbound and outbound tourism industry against the British government. APD has been increased in the previous 2 Novembers, making it a major talking point of the previous 2 world travel markets. This year, the industry fears a double the rate of inflation increase when the Treasury announces its autumn statement later this month. 5% of UK holidaymakers said they didn't travel abroad this year due to the increase in flying costs caused by the increase in APD. The whole industry has united against the impact of APD, including UK inbound, which has written to the UK Tourism Minister John Penrose to demand his support in convincing the Treasury not to increase APD even further. A copy of the letter can be found in the report. Furthermore, the US is considering increasing airline taxes to reduce its debt. The two proposals being considered are a new $100 departure tax to all flights and the doubling of the existing passenger security tax to $5 per one-way trip, and triple the tax to $7.50 by 2017. 2011 will be remembered as the year of the in-resort tourism tax. A number of major tourism destinations, including New York, Florence, Rome, Venice, and the Maldives, have all introduced in-resort taxes. 79% of the industry expressed concern, with 72% believing such taxes will have an impact on tourism numbers to these destinations. And the industry would appear to be correct, with 2/3 of holidaymakers saying such a tax would see them reevaluate their holiday choice. Such taxes may be behind the industry's feeling of a lack of support from global governments. When the industry was asked if its government supported travel and tourism, almost a quarter said there is no support at all. 55% expressed limited support, with only 22% saying there's strong support. The Balearics introduced an in-resort tourism tax for 2002, but it was scrapped with the election of a new government. The scheme raised €30 million, but saw tourism numbers decline. Tourism numbers increased after the tax was abolished. Last month, the Maldives introduced an in-resort tourism tax of 3.5% on all goods and services, which increases to 8% in 2013. The third chapter of the report focuses on the emerging economies of the BRICS nations, of Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa. This year, South Africa was added to the collection group of the BRIC nations. The industry has supported this, with 2/3 stating South Africa is as important to the travel and tourism industry as the other BRICS. However, China is seen as the most important market to the senior industry executives. UK consumers, though, are not that interested in visiting the BRICS nations, with 3 out of 10 saying they do not want to go on holiday in any of the 5 countries. China is the country UK holidaymakers most want to visit, matching that of the industry's importance, with 45% very interested or quite interested in visiting the Republic. Brazil is second on 44%, South Africa third on 42%, in fourth is Russia with 39%, and India on 35%. World Travel Market is expanding into the BRICS nations with 2 new events over the next year. WTM Vision, the mid-year half-day conference, is to expand into Russia and China. WTM Vision Moscow will take place on the 19th of March, with WTM Vision Shanghai taking place on the 10th of May. However, the BRICS are not the only emerging countries with travel and tourism potential. The industry has highlighted the slimmer countries as those hot on the heels of the BRIC countries. The slimmer countries are Sri Lanka, Indonesia, Malaysia, Mexico, and Argentina. Sri Lanka has been chosen for its investment in infrastructure following the end of its civil war. Indonesia has been highlighted for its growing population and high disposable income. Malaysia's aggressive marketing, alongside its greater freedoms than other Asian countries, has seen it highlighted as having great tourism potential. Mexico has been chosen due to improved infrastructure, low taxes, and high disposable income, while Argentina's cost-effectiveness as a destination and strong economic growth puts it in a position to become a travel and tourism powerhouse. The next chapter of the report looks at the emerging role of social media. Social media, led by websites such as Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, and YouTube, has exploded over the past 5 years as organizations try to find ways to market to customers through the various platforms. Social media has already become the most important marketing channel, pushing search engine pay-per-click advertising into 3rd place. Blogging and consumer reviews are the 2nd most important marketing vehicle. 2 out of 10 organizations admit to reducing their PPC spend due to social media, Half of the industry sees social media remaining more important than PPC in 5 years' time. However, despite the industry's focus on social media, only 40% of UK consumers are using it when booking a holiday. However, of those that do, 89% see it as a positive experience, with 23% using it more in 2011 than they did the previous year. A third of social media users find it has a significant influence on what they eventually book, with a third changing their hotel choice and 10% switching resort after consulting social media. Fiesta Hotels' Ushuaia Ibiza Hotel has launched a pioneering Facebook initiative, which is a first for the hotel industry. Guests are given wristbands which are synchronized with their Facebook profile. The bands can be swiped at various different places around the hotel, which allow them to check in, take pictures, or update their status. Tunisia has taken advantage of the freedoms created by the revolution in the country to launch a social media campaign to encourage tourists to visit the North African country. The final chapter of the report looks at the role of the mobile phone in the travel industry. The industry's mobile technology is developing at an ever-increasing pace. However, UK consumers seem reluctant to use their mobile when researching, booking, or in resort. 2/3 of consumers didn't access any websites via their mobile when researching or booking their holiday. However, almost 3 out of 10 people would consider booking a holiday via their mobile by 2016, with 9% saying they may book their 2012 holiday via a mobile. Appy Holidays is unveiling an app at WTM which may help to encourage holidaymakers to use their phone more in the research and booking process. The free app allows for detailed searches using several different criteria at the same time. High mobile phone roaming charges seem to be the key reason why consumers don't use their phone in resort, with 42% blaming these charges for them not using the phone from the sun lounger. However, a number of travel companies are developing apps which bypass or reduce roaming charges. TripAdvisor has launched guides for 20 cities which avoid roaming charges if the app is downloaded before the holidaymaker travels abroad, as information, including history and architecture, is offline. TravelSim prepay mobile service claims to save travellers 85% on international calls and is exhibiting at WTM to talk to travel companies looking to white label the product. Furthermore, EcoCarrier is offering a service which cuts roaming charges by up to 90% for 3G phones. So thanks for listening to the findings of the World Travel Market 2011 Industry Report. I hope you find the content informative and useful, and I'm sure you've got a few